Good evening and welcome to the Channel's studios here in London with your international news around the world in 5. At least 9 people have been killed and power at Europe's largest nuclear power plant has been lost after Russia launched missiles across Ukraine. Energoatom said a strike at the Zaporizhzhia plant meant the last link between the facility and Ukrainian power system was cut off. For the 6th time since it was taken over by Russia a year ago, the facility is now operating on diesel generators, which have enough supplies to last at least 10 days. At least 6 people have been killed in a new wave of other strikes here in the Lviv region. And smoke billowed over the capital Kyiv as it too sustained attacks. The UN Atomic Watchdog's director gave this warning about strikes on the power plant.
This is the largest nuclear power station in Europe, operating for the 6th time under emergency diesel generators. What are we doing? How can we sit here in this room this morning and allow this to happen? This cannot go on. I am astonished by the complacency. Yes, the complacency. What are we doing to prevent this from happening? We are the IAEA. We are meant to care about nuclear safety. Each time we are rolling a dice. And if we allow this to continue time after time, then one day our luck will run out.
Georgia's ruling party has said it will withdraw a controversial draft law in the face of mass protests and widespread international criticism. Thousands of protesters had taken to the streets in Tbilisi this week in anger as a Russian-style law began its passage through parliament. Under the bill, non-government groups and media would be targeted if they take over 20% of funding from abroad. The main ruling party said it was pulling the bill unconditionally. Describing itself as a party of government responsible to all members of society, Georgian Dream referred to the need to reduce confrontation in society. The Taliban governor of Afghanistan's northern Balkh province has been killed in an explosion in his office. Mohammed Dawood Muzammil is the most senior official to be killed since the Taliban returned to power in 2021. Local police said the cause of the latest blast was unclear. There was no immediate claim of responsibility. Striking workers in France have cut power to the large sports arena Stade de France and the Olympic Village in the northern suburb of Saint-Ouen, on the outskirts of Paris. About 300 workers then gathered outside a power control plant wearing union vests and holding flares. It's part of industrial action against the government's plans to delay the state pension age by 2 years to 64. Opinion polls show a majority of voters oppose President Emmanuel Macron's plan to raise the retirement age, but the government says the policy change is essential to ensure the system does not go bust. Climate activists have sprayed paint in Milan's Duomo Square to raise awareness about climate change. The 2 activists sprayed yellow paint on the statue of the former Italian King Vittorio Emanuele II before unfurling posters highlighting Italy's continued investment in fossil fuels. In November, the same group staged other protests, including ones targeting a Van Gogh painting in Rome and an Andy Warhol-decorated car in Milan. They were soon taken away by police. And people across India have been dancing, chanting and throwing colourful powder on day 1 of Holi festivities, a significant Hindu festival celebrated across India. Footage showed celebrators taking part in Haranga, a game played between men and women at the Dauji temple near the northern city of Mathura. Also known as the Festival of Colours, Festival of Spring and Festival of Love, Holi is celebrated by millions of Hindus across India and around the world. And that's your international news around the world in 5. Now back to the Channel's studios in Lagos.